I've one right here, and we are just lapping it up. 9 strides to the furlong, Glenn Boss was just telling me. Most horses 11. Usain Bolt's the same. I mean, one of the great things about Usain Bolt is that he just takes less strides than everybody else. She is a remarkable animal in so many ways.
And the key about her is, we know that she's a champion sprinter. To be a champion sprinter, you've got to get out of those gates and you've got to get hammering for that first 50 metres. And for her to be as big as she is and as heavy as she is at 60 kilos, that's why I think she's quite a freak.
600.
That's 600 kilos. That's why I think she's quite a freak, because she's able to get out, get motoring really quickly and get into that massive rhythm that we see. And it looks so effortlessly.
And you know what's great about her is that we saw her in the mounting yard and she just was walking so slowly, and look at these guys, all the jockeys up here come to
Huey Bowman, Mark
witness
Zara.
it.
We have a race that stops the nation, and we've got a horse that stops the nation too, don't we? What did you think of her in the mounting yard?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because she was kind of leading them all around the mounting yard, and she's obviously been walking for a couple of hours down near the tie-ups, and she just does everything in slow motion, and just the presence is incredible.
Great athletes make time stand still in amongst the heat of the occasion. And, you know, the best part about her is when she gets away from the crowd as well and she's able to canter around to the barriers. Most sprinters will get on the bridle and you'll see the jockeys really fighting with them, trying to keep them relaxed. She's happy for Luke and her just to pole around to the barriers like Pepe Le Pew, get breathing, get a rhythm up.
Another walk in the park, old blink. Hey? Yeah, mate. Oh, buddy. Way down, way down, way down. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, Nelly.
The barrier blanket just being placed on her. She likes to go into the barrier blanket. She doesn't like the edges of the stalls touching her, but she doesn't mind it when the blanket's on. So that blanket will be attached to the back of the gates.
Good girl.
And when the gates open, the blanket will stay in the gates, of course.
Beautiful.
Black Caviar will leave.
It helps a lot of horses. It sedates them basically and gives them a bit of a security blanket for when they walk in there. That strap over her neck and her pommel where Luke's knees are, that comes off. And as Richard mentioned, she'll jump straight out of that as soon as the gates open in front of her.
You know, funnily enough, it's actually a kind of ancient thing with horses in the wild, because if they would be attacked, it would always be at the stifle, you know, and when they go into the barriers, that's where they feel the barriers on their side, and that's why they sometimes react, because it's on that
What happened to her
sensitive
here
area.
at Flemington one day, Francesca, where she banged herself into the side of the barriers, and she did take quite a long time off because she injured a muscle.
It was 2 years ago in the Danehill Stakes in September,
Yeah, so this is another precautionary reason as to why the barrier blanket is applied.
Good girl.
She's counting down. If she wins today, she equals Mackay Diva with 7 Group 1 wins, the other great champion of the last few years.
Last one's on its way, boys and girls.
No, not yet.
Right, cool. Not yet, mate.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, bud.
Pendants either side of her, she stands well.
Way, baby. Way, baby.
Now they're
Just going
set,
in now, mate.
they're ready, they're racing. Black Caviar gets a pretty good getaway. Also, we're beginning okay, buffering in the blue silks, and she's going to let him go in the early part, Caviar, and she sits up the middle of the track in second placing, being followed closely by Response, Katana, and getting well back then is Scenic Blast over near the inside, and Panapeak and Midsummer Music towards the end. 800 left to go, and it's buffering the leader. Black Caviar sitting well away from the rails. Looked to be idling along in second placing, tracked up then by Katana, Response in the red cap over on the outside, and then Scenic Blast, Midsummer Music, and Panapeak is at the end of the field. So it's buffering only narrowly. Black Caviar at the 400 metres actually might have taken over the running here. Black Caviar in front now from buffering Katana, Scenic Blast, Response, Midsummer Music. They pass the 300 metres, and Luke Nolan hasn't released the brakes on the great mare. Out she goes. She's 3 lengths in front now. The Wonder Mare. Black Caviar now by 3, opening right up on buffering and Kurtana. But the mighty champion is going to make it 16 straight. We've never seen the like of her before. Black Caviar won it by 3 buffering, stayed on for second. Midsummer Music, Kurtana, Scenic Blast, Response, and Panapeak.
it's less competition, more performance, isn't it? I mean, the goosebumps are everywhere here at Flemington just to see how she does it. She does it differently. She's different to anyone we've ever seen before. It's an effortless motion. Her ears seemingly always pricked, alert, knowing that she's grinding them into the dust behind her and enjoying it all the way through. She is just one in a million.
Right here, Richie, Luke Nolan is thinking, I'm at just past the 600-metre mark. Buffering's been able to track me up. I'll drop off him now, let her breathe from the 400. And what he's doing is feeding the reins through his hands, just keeping her nice and balanced. And he gives her a couple of slaps down the shoulder. That's what you call sweet 16 and never been whipped.
He doesn't ask her to go forward. He just allows her to go forward. She just takes him forward. It's not like other horses where the jockey will require an effort from the horse, ask the horse to produce an effort. He just allows her to extend, and that's the end of the race.
It just seems to get easier every time for her. I mean, I know she's not taking on anyone new, but just the ease with which she does it is unbelievable.
And Johnny Letts, you got the best seat in the house right next to Luke Nolan. That's 16 of the best, Johnny.
I sure have, Simon. And Luke, the pressure's on every time, isn't it? And, you know, just thinking for yourself as a jockey, people out there watching the race think it looks so easy, but inside, how does it feel?
Look, there's a little bit of nervous energy, I suppose, but it's been a bit better this preparation. But look, there is, because they expect her to win, you know, and you don't want to disappoint anyone. And because she's got this magnificent record, we really want to keep it intact, you know. And a lot of people to thank. Big Petey Moody and all his generals underneath him, his assistant trainer Tony Hayden. They do a fantastic job to make myself look good race day, and it's been a dirty week. Paddy Bell, he rides at work. The only time I ride her is when she's having serious gallops, so I've got to give him a special mention. He does a fantastic job. He's a great horseman in his own right. And Donna Fisher, she straps her, walks nearly from the time we get here to the time they saddle her up, you know. And they do a fantastic job, and it's just the little 1%ers and 10%ers the whole along the way that makes this job very easy.
It all adds up, Luke, doesn't it? Now tell us, 300 or 200 metres from home, when the crowd starts to roar with this mare, how do you feel inside?
Oh, look, you get a bit excited. You don't really hear it probably to the magnitude that it is, but I got 30 seconds and you allowed me to have that. Let's see where I got to enjoy it. But that's when you sort of get a chance to reflect. But look, I'm just over the moon. It's been a frustrating week for the team and myself, and it's good to get a Group 1 win on what is the pinnacle of our racing.
Yeah, well, she's a mare that she's captured the heart, not only of Australia, Luke, she's captured the heart of the world, hasn't she?
Well,
you're on the best horse in the world.
Well, yeah. Look, I'm a glass half empty man myself, Betsy. But she's done a fantastic job. She's a great ambassador for Australian racing, and I'm just glad there's been a lot of people here show up to see her and support her.
So are you a great ambassador, Luke. Congratulations, mate, and may it keep going and going and going. Congratulations, mate.
Let's hope. Let's see. Thanks, mate.
John Letts with Luke Nolan after win number 16. Peter Moody won 8.32 seconds for the race and about 3.5 minutes for Lettsy.
Yeah, well, we've probably got nothing else to talk about between Lettsy and Nolan. They've told everyone everything, so we're just the passengers.
What's your overriding emotion now? Can you find words for that? Because it's becoming increasingly difficult for us.
Oh, listen, it's relief for me, but it's, you know, I'm just grateful, like I always said, to be a little part of it, and it's just great that she's been able to put on the show for the big crowd that's come out to witness her today.
When do you decide about the Winterbottom, Pete?
Oh, we'll get her home and have a look at her and see how she pulls up. The plane goes on Tuesday night, so I'll have a chat to the owners. Probably won't be clear heads tomorrow, maybe Monday morning, and we'll make a decision then. But, you know, I'd love to go, but we've got to make sure the horse is right first. It's been a hot day here today. The track's pretty firm, so we want to make sure she's pulled up good.
The lucky dollar coins worked again. The crowd's about to erupt. Peter Moody, go and enjoy it.
Thanks very much. Cheers, boys.